Bram and Scott. Bram's on the far side corner. Bram now puts pressure on. Colorado brings it up to the point. Anderson's in net. Saved and cleared out by Carlson, Scott, and Bram.
Go, Alaska!
Berg with the puck on the near side boards, trying to get it out of his zone. He's able to clear it. Here's Waldrop now with the puck. Waldrop sends it deep. Berg going to give chase. Berg behind the Colorado Rough Riders goalie. He comes out with the puck. Tried to hit a streaking Hughes. That pass is intercepted, and here comes the Rough Riders the other way. Rough Riders lose an edge. Here's Hughes now. Hughes over to Damrell. Damrell fires it in on net. Goalie gloves it, and that'll be a stoppage play coming at 14 minutes here in the first. Hughes, Boswood, and Sims out there with Atchison and Damrell. Boswood, good battle for it in the corner. Hughes goes down for support. Here comes Boswood with it. Boswood puts a backhand shot on that. Puck still loose, but covered up. And Boswood's going to get cleared out now. Puck goes into the near corner. Here's Hughes with it now. Puck gets flipped up to Damrell. Puck was bouncing. He wasn't able to get clear. Here's Sims now. Sims fires a shot. Drifts just across the crease. Goalie's able to punch it out. Bouncing puck again. Colorado comes up with it. They get it out of the zone. Damrell and Atchison back on D. Atchison now in the corner. Hughes goes down for some support. Boswood now. And Hughes. Damrell comes out with it. Damrell trying to hit Sims up ahead. Atchison taps it out of the zone. It's deflected, so icing will be waved off. 13:07 left in the first period. Here comes the Rough Riders in their own zone. Long pass across the board that's taken away by Green. Green sends it back in. Green now into the corner. McGlasson back behind the Rough Riders goalie. Now in the far corner. Green tried to get a pass off. He missed. Here's Scott now to go back and retrieve it. Sends it back behind to Anderson. Back behind Anderson is Green as he taps it up to McGlasson. McGlasson trying to hit Chase. Chase is able to get it out. Puck's at center ice now. Controlled by Colorado as they fire a shot on net. Here's Scott with it. Fires it off the boards. Nobody's there except for the Rough Riders, and they're going to fire a shot wide. That puck rings around the boards. Bounced a little bit, and Greenough wasn't able to control it and get it out. Here's the Rough Riders again. That shot saved by Anderson. McGlasson back to Green. Up to Greenough. Again, not able to clear it. Green back in the corner. Ties his man up. Now Chase is going to do the same thing. Puck comes to Greenough. Greenough to McGlasson. Here comes McGlasson across the center ice. He's going 1-on-3 as Team Alaska gets an ice. It's going to be offsides. 11:39 left in the first period. 0-0. Carlson line in there now with Bram and Damrell. Waldrop had that tied up in his skate. Wasn't able to control it. Good stick by Carlson, gets that out. Now it's a foot race, so you can get the puck first, and it's the Rough Riders. They fire a pass across, but goes right to Berg, and Berg is going to send it back behind the Rough Riders goalie. Waldrop's over there on the far side. Puck squirts out to Bram. Bram fires a shot. It's deflected high off the glass. And the Rough Riders clear it. shot on Anderson's wide. Carlson comes down, takes that puck away, and here comes Waldrop. He's going to flip it up, trying to hit Berg. Bouncing puck. Damrell stops it at center ice. They'll dump it deep, and TA is on a line change. Boswood with a good hit. Damrell now with the puck. He tried to get it out of the zone. He wasn't able to. Hughes now with it. Over to Boswood. Wasn't able to control that pass. Boswood on it again. Flips it up to Hughes. Puck's now in the Rough Riders zone. Here's Boswood trying to get a stick on it. He kicks it down behind the Rough Riders goalie. Boswood and Sims now back behind there. Puck squirts loose, and here's Boswood again. Boswood has the puck on his backhand. Shot, saved by the goalie. And the Rough Riders flip it in, but that's going to be offside. It's coming at 9:52 left in the first period. Back to Green, to Atchison. Off the boards, trying to hit a streaking chase. Puck gets out. Atchison's there to recover it. Sends it over to Green off his skate to center ice. That puck's going to go out of play, and we'll have a face-off here at center ice. Chase's line out there. Colorado comes out with it. They flip it into the zone right to Scott. Scott with it in the far corner. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Scott's still with it. Scott through a couple. Goalie covers it up. Carlson, Berg, and Waldrop out there with Bram and Scott. Carlson wins it. Back to Berg. Berg tried to get it off the glass, but he was tied up. Colorado brings it across the blue line into the TA zone. Scott had it, but it was deflected off of the player. Puck's bouncing in front of Anderson. Bram comes out with it, and they're able to clear it. Colorado gets it out. They're come the other way. Scott's on him. Scott pushes him wide. Good stick by Scott. Takes him off the puck. They're going to call a penalty on Scott. Going to call a roughing coming at 8:41 left in the first period. So Team Alaska will go on the first penalty kill. Hughes, Sims, Damrell, and Atchison out there to start off the penalty kill. Hughes wins it back behind Anderson. Damrell gets there. He fires the puck along the boards. Sims near side, trying to get it out of the zone. He's able to clear it. As Colorado goes behind their own net as they try to get things set up for the power play. Tip. Puck's deflected. Sims now. 1:30 left in the penalty kill. Here comes Colorado finally into the TA zone. That pass streaked across, but Atchison was there. Good hit by Atchison. And Anderson covers it up. He gets hit in the back with a stick. That definitely didn't feel good. 1:20 left in the penalty kill. For Team Alaska, 8 minutes left in the first period. Chase, Boswood, Atchison, and Graham out there now on the penalty kill. Colorado wins it. They're setting up the power play. Colorado fires a shot. It goes up and out of the rink. There's 1:04 left in the penalty kill. Colorado sends it up for the point. Pass through to the middle. Coming across, saved by Anderson, deflected off his shoulder. Atchison now back behind Anderson. Good battle here. 48 seconds left in the power play. Excuse me, the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Shot saved again by Anderson. 30 seconds left in the penalty kill. Graham comes out. Puck goes across. That shot didn't get through. Colorado players tied up, tried to get it out of the zone, weren't able to clear it. 17 seconds left in the penalty kill. That shot's wide. Puck in the middle, gets out, 10 seconds. That one-timer was flubbed. And they're gonna call the net off with 5 seconds left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska, 6:46 left in the first period. Carlson now set to take the draw. Waiting for one more skater for Colorado. Carlson, McGlasson, Berg, and Green out there as TA successfully kills off that first penalty of the game. Scott comes out of the box. Good stick by Green there. Puck goes in the corner. Wrapping around, they center it. Carlson sends it back over into the corner. He's going to send it near side to Berg as Berg taps it in. Bouncing puck, he's able to get by Waldrop, and here comes Colorado the other way. Green on it. He tried to fire it deep. It was deflected off a Rough Riders skater. D'Amaro now gets in the way of that entry attempt as it softly goes back behind Anderson. Waldrop with it, up to Berg. Berg just gently dumps it in. Rough Riders are going to send it down for an icing call. 5:45 left in the first period. We'll have a face-off in the Rough Rider zone. Chase's line out there with Bram and Scott. Chase with the backhand attempt that's deflected off the skate of a Rough Rider defender. McGlasson sends it back over the other side. Here's Greenough now. Greenough down to Chase. Hard hit. Chase got taken off that puck. Bram saucers it up and over that forward. And that's going to be an offsides call. So we'll have a face-off outside in the neutral zone. Hughes now set to take the draw. He's out there with Boswood and Sims. Bram and Scott back on D. Team Alaska gets it in. The Rough Riders quickly get it back out. They're going to dump it on net to Anderson. There's Boswood now. He fires it up along the glass. Sims tapping it. Boswood needs to hold up as that's going to be offsides on Team Alaska. We'll do her over with 4:55 left in the first period. Chase wins it back to Damrell. Damrell along the near side boards to Berg, who sends it into the zone. Waldrop on the far side. Carlson now behind the net. Carlson battling. Berg down there to give support. Rough Riders come out with it. Waldrop takes that puck away. Carlson has it now. He's going to dump it in. Berg harassing the Rough Riders player in the corner. Waldrop goes down now as well. Damrell has it at the top corner. Sends it back down for Berg. Berg, Carlson, and Waldrop battling in the corner. Puck comes out. Rough Riders are going to control it. They get it out of the zone. They're going to have a 2-on-1. Damrell's back on D. Pass across. Rough Riders weren't able to connect on that. Good opportunity for Rough Riders. Goes without a shot. As here comes TA the other way. 3:50 left in the period. As Carlson comes, he's got Damrell on his side. 2-on-2. Good try by Carlson. Damrell wasn't able to get a stick on it. Chase line comes out there now. Green's back on D along with Scott. Anderson sends that one. Tipped it up right to Green. They've got a 3-on-1 now as Scott's the only one back. Good job by Anderson's able to stop that shot. Another good opportunity there for the Rough Riders. Scott took away the passing lanes. Anderson had a good angle. Able to stop the shot. Keep it at a 0-0 game here. 3:19 left in the first period. McGlasson on the far side boards, along with Chase. Green comes out with it. Tried to flip it up to Green now, but it was a little too far. Here's Scott now along the boards to McGlasson. Chase gets it out. But turned over again right away. Colorado sends it back into the far corner. McGlasson now with it. Up to Chase. Good moves by Chase. He sets it up to Greenow. Back to Chase. In the corner. Greenow now with it. Lost control of that puck. Chase. He comes out with it. Pass to McGlasson. McGlasson with a shot. It's high. Good opportunity there for McGlasson. Good look from Chase. Chase sends it back to Scott. Greenow taps it. And that'll be offside. It's coming at 2:13 left in the first period. We're still tied 0-0. Hughes now. Sims comes out with it. Back to Atchison. Atchison throws a pass off of the Colorado forward. Hughes is back there now. Sends it along the boards to Boswood. Boswood has the puck. Caught at the blue line by Colorado. Sims tips it out. Here comes Boswood. Trying to get there first. He's not able to, but here's Sims. Sims is going to fire a shot. It's deflected into the corner off the goalie's chest. Icing is going to be waved off as Anderson comes out to play it. 1:37 left in the first period. Bram now with it. Bram lost control of that puck. Colorado's coming the other way. Atchison harassing that Colorado player. Good job by Atchison. Tying his man up. Goes to the point. Sims is there. That shot is saved by Anderson. 1:15 left in the first period. Colorado gets a shot. Saved by Anderson. Puck's bouncing around center ice. Colorado comes out with it. Berg now goes into the corner. Here comes Berg. He sends it up to Scott. Scott over to McGlasson. McGlasson fires a shot. Glove save by the goalie. Good opportunity there. 45 seconds left in the first period. Carlson, Berg, McGlasson, Damerl, and Scott out there for the final 45 seconds of the first period.
Go, Alaska!
McGlasson has it. Down to Carlson. Carlson fires a shot. Pad save by the goalie there. Colorado gets it out of the zone. Scott and Damerl are back there. Damerl comes out with it. Carlson's going to send it right back in. 25 seconds left in the first period. Berg comes out with it. Here's Carlson trying to center it. Not able to. Puck goes in the far corner. 16 seconds left. Berg to McGlasson, down to Carlson. Here's Damerl, 7 seconds. Damerl's on it. Sends it across to Carlson. He wasn't able to handle the pass. Scott's going to send it deep, and that's going to do it for the first period as we're tied here 1-1. Team Alaska's going to start with Hughes line out there. Green and Atchison back on D. Hughes wins it back to Green. Green off the boards to Sims. Now Hughes has it. Tapped in. Sims is going to fire it back and around the boards. Boswood going back there in the corner. Colorado gets it out, but that's going to be an icing call. 21 seconds into the period. Hughes again, sets to take the draw. Colorado comes out with it. They've got a 1-on-2. Atchison's back on D. Shot saved by Anderson. Good kick save there by Anderson. Another shot saved by Anderson. They're looking 5-hole there. He was able to close it up. Green now back behind Anderson. Puck goes out to the point. There's a shot. It doesn't get through. Bounces wide. Hughes is there to grab it. Off the boards. Sims trying to get it out. Couldn't quite do it. Green now off the boards, and it's dribbles out to center ice. Colorado gets it back in. Atchison going back to retrieve it. Green now in the corner. It's Sims. That's going to be an icing call if it makes it, and it does not. So no icing there as Team Alaska gets a line change. Chase's line is out there now, along with Damerl and Scott. That pass doesn't get through as Scott's able to intercept it. but wasn't able to get a pass off, so Colorado controls it still in the TA zone. Green out on the far boards, trying to tip it out, can't quite clear it. Chase sends it along, back behind, over to Damrell. Damrell with it now. McGlasson, still not able to clear. Scott skates behind Anderson, taps it off the boards to Greenough. Off the skates and right back to Greenough. TA having a hard time getting, there's a guy wide open in front. He stuck behind the defense, and Anderson was there for another spectacular save. TA is finally able to clear it as McGlasson's got Chase and Greenough with him. Bouncing puck. Greenough still controlling it, sends it into the corner. McGlasson back to Chase. Turned over, and Colorado has it now. Anderson and Damrell back on D. Damrell comes to come and grab it. Damrell up to Bram. Bram had that pass deflected. He's going to retreat back. Off the boards. Here comes Carlson now. Offsides on Team Alaska. 12:03 left in the second period. Carlson, Berg, and Waldrop. Colorado gets it out. Bram has the puck. Off the boards to Berg. Berg fires it in. Waldrop going back into the near side corner. Along with Berg. Here's Atchison now. Atchison fires a shot. It deflects off the shin guard of the defense. Berg drops it down to Waldrop. Waldrop gets taken out. Puck comes along the boards to Atchison. Carlson now battling a couple Colorado skaters for it. Colorado's able to clear it. $11:15 left as Colorado brings it into Team Alaska zone. That shot doesn't get through. Another shot that doesn't get through. That puck was centered dangerously. Luckily, nobody was there. And we're going to have an intentional offsides. Bring it down into the Colorado zone. As Team Alaska gets a line change, Hughes' line will be out there along with Green and Scott. Hughes wins it back to Scott. Scott gets that puck poke checked away. Hughes is there to keep it in off the boards to Boswood. Boswood fires it across. Sims now with it. He loses control, bouncing puck. Bounces right to Colorado, and here they come. That's going to be offsides on the Rough Riders. Hughes. Colorado sends it. No icing. Scott goes back to grab it. He's back behind Anderson. Up to Sims. That pass got through. And now here's Scott. Scott lost control. Sims gets it out of the zone. Puck makes it all the way back behind Anderson. Green is back there. Green to Boswood. Bos tips it up, and that's going to be offsides. 9:48 left in the second period. We're still tied 0-0. Chase wins it. Greeno gets it out. Chase now, he's got McGlasson on his side. Chase, over to McGlasson, great pass, saved by the goalie. McGlasson tried to deflect it in on the pass. Didn't quite get full wood on it. Goalie still had to make a save. Here's Damrell now, off the boards to Greeno. Greeno taps it into the zone. Greeno battling for the puck on the far boards. That gets by. Damrell's back on D. They've got a 2-on-1. Good stick by Damrell, and McGlasson sends it over to the near side boards, up to Chase. Chase has got Greeno on his side. He's tied up in the corner. Good interception by Atchison there. He waits for everybody to get on sides, sends it back in. Bouncing puck again to Atchison. He's going to send it back in as Waldrop is over on that side. Colorado gets it out of the zone. Bouncing puck over Scott's stick. Atchison sends it off the near side boards. And here comes Carlson skating across center ice. He dumps it down. Berg on the far side trying to get there first. Here's Berg with it. Centers it. Blocked by the defense. Carlson now drops it back down for Berg to Carlson. Carlson still with it. Puck deflected wide. And Colorado's content to ice it. 7:57 here in the second period. Berg battling in the corner. Carlson now. He rushes to go get it as Berg is there to give some support. It's tied up along the boards. Nobody seems to be too interested in getting it out of there. Finally, the puck squirts out. Puck comes right to Carlson. There's going to be a penalty coming up. Penalty's going to be coming. Delayed penalty on Colorado as Carlson turns it over. But TA is going to go on the first power play of the game. We're going to get called for a hooking, and we're going to clear the rink. So we'll start the second half of the game here after they're done zamming with the power play. 7:24 left in the second period. We're tied 0-0.
Nice time for a break.
Time for break.
Just before the
We're going, get a copy again?
Here we go after the ZAM intermission. We've got TA going to start off on the power play. Carlson, Boswood, Berg, McGlasson, and Scott out there. Carlson wins it. Scott's got the puck. They set up the power play. Here's McGlasson. Over to Scott. Down to Berg. Scott at the point. Fires a shot. Blocked by the forward for the Rough Riders. McGlasson sends it back around the boards to Carlson. Here's Scott again. Down to Carlson. Scott. Carlson fires a shot. It's deflected high, wide. McGlasson goes down in the corner, sends that back around and over to Carlson. 1:27 left in the power play for Team Alaska. Over to McGlasson. Carlson. Carlson walks in, fires it over to McGlasson. That pass was deflected just a little bit. McGlasson didn't have the shot. Carlson again walks. Down to Berg. Berg still with it, up to the point. Here's Scott. Scott fires a shot. It's deflected. Puck's still loose. Puck's still loose in front. Bounces out. 49 seconds left in the power play. Carlson with it. Scott back to Carlson. Carlson fires a shot. It gets deflected wide. 37 seconds left in the power play for Team Alaska. And Colorado's able to get it out. Anderson's going to come up, play that puck to Scott. Line change coming for Team Alaska as Scott's going to let everybody get position. Chase, Hughes, Sims, and Green out there. Excuse me, that's Waldrop. Here's Hughes now. 15 seconds left in the power play. Hughes still with it. Five seconds. And that's going to do it here for the power play for Team Alaska as the Rough Riders successfully killed that penalty off. They're back to full strength. And now here's Damerl. Damerl loses control of the puck. There's Waldrop. Back to Hughes. Over to Sims. Sims gets tied up, but Chase comes out with it. Damerl over to Sims. Sims. He's got Waldrop with it. Sims fires a shot, saved by the goalie. 4:55 left in the second period. Still tied 0-0. Carlson, McGlasson, Berg, Atchison, and Damerl out there. Puck's in the corner. Berg fighting for it. Colorado comes out with it. Turned over to Atchison. Atchison up to Carlson. He's got Berg with him. He's just going to get it deep as they didn't have numbers. Atchison at it with center ice. He's going to retreat back in their own zone. Puck intercepted and taken away, and Colorado's going to send it deep back behind Anderson. Atchison taps it to McGlasson. Battle here on the near side boards. Atchison fires it around to Berg. Berg deflects it up in the air and into the Rough Riders bench. We're going to face off here out of the zone. 4:04 left in the second period. Never mind, it's coming inside. Hughes, Greenow, Sims, Green, and Scott on the ice now. That puck's one in the corner, goes behind Anderson. Sims battling along the boards along with Scott. They're able to get it out of the zone. That's going to be offsides. And now we'll take a face-off outside of the zone. Hughes set to take it. Wins it back to Scott. Scott high off the glass, out of the zone. Hughes has got it. He's got Greenow. Greenow and Hughes Green out. Great play by the defenseman there for Colorado. They were able to knock that saucer pass out of the air. Sims battling along the blue line. Puck deflected by Hughes. And that's touched by one of the TA team on the bench. And we'll get a face-off. 3:22 left in the second period. Still tied 0-0. Chase, Boswood, Waldrop, Atchison, and Bram. As that pass was deflected and icing's waved off. Here's Bram now back behind Anderson. Chase comes out with it. Chase sends it back, taken over by Colorado. Good stick there. Ooh, good opportunity by Chase. Just had it knocked away from his stick. Colorado gets it out again. Anderson's going to come up to play it. He's going to leave it for Bram. Bram skates around Anderson, sends it along the boards. Up to Waldrop. Waldrop off the boards to Chase. Chase still with it. Chase, he's got Boswood with him. Here's Boswood. Couldn't quite get a shot off. Puck high, that's going to be a high stick. As Boswood slapped that one over the glass. 2:29 left in the second period. We'll bring it all the way down into the defensive zone. As Carlson, McGlasson, Berg, Damrell, and Scott take the ice. Won by the Rough Riders. That shot doesn't make through. Here comes McGlasson, racing for the puck. He's able to tap it back behind the Rough Riders goalie. Carlson is there. He controls the puck, sends it up to Damrell. Damrell, nifty move here at the point. He fires a shot. It's deflected high. And that puck was deflected out of the zone. 2:07 left in the second period. Here's Carlson on it. Centers it. Berg wasn't able to grab that pass. Anderson goes all the way out to come grab it. Damrell sends it along the boards. And now here's Carlson with it. Carlson to Berg. Berg still with it. Berg gets it out. Damrell now back behind Anderson. He sends it up to Carlson. Berg now. As Carlson comes off the ice, Hughes comes on. McGlasson off the boards to Scott. Scott sends it over to Damrell. Damrell over to Hughes. Excuse me, that's Greenow. And Greenow shoots it on net. Saved by the goalie. 1:08 left in the second period. Hughes wins it back to Sims. Excuse me, that's Boswood. Hughes sends it into the corner. Greenow now sends it back to Hughes. Hughes battling for it, comes out with the puck. Hughes still with it. Greenow drops it down behind the goalie. There's going to be a penalty coming on Sims here as he got his stick in the Rough Riders skate. And they'll stop the play here with 34 seconds left. Team Alaska will go back on the penalty kill. Chase, Boswood, Graham and Scott back there. Boswood's able to get it out. Here's Scott now. He fires a shot that doesn't get through. Rough Riders coming the other way. Good job by Chase to tie up that player. Puck's loose in the center. Still loose up front. There's a shot wide. Somebody's stick goes flying up in the air. And there's going to be icing call to end the second period. There's 1:26 left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska as we start the third period. Here we go, start of the third period. There's 1:20 left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Chase, Boswood, Atchison, and Scott are out there. Rough Riders go back behind their own goalie, trying to get up the power play set up. Good job by Scott now. He's got some room. He's going to fire it deep. 1 minute left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Here comes Colorado. Chase putting some pressure on. Pass goes between his legs. Colorado comes the other way. Scott's on him. Centered. Saved by Anderson. What a great save by Anderson. As the Rough Riders had somebody streaking on the far side. Good pass. Good shot, but better save. 46 seconds left here in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. 14:20 left in the third period. We're tied 0-0. Carlson, Berg, Graham, and Damrell out there on the ice now. Carlson wins it back to Damrell. Damrell's going to send it along, and he gets it out of the zone. It was touched, so icing's waved off. 35 seconds left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Here comes Colorado. That pass is deflected off and out, and here comes Carlson. He's all by himself. Carlson, saved by the goalie. He's still got control of the puck. Carlson's still with it. 17 seconds left on the power play for Colorado. Berg now going back to get it in the corner. 10 seconds. Berg doing a good job tying up that puck in the far side. 5 seconds. Colorado turns it over again. Damrell's got the puck, and here comes Sims off the ice. He served his penalty. Scott now with it. Scott fires a shot. It's on net. Puck was loose. Sims up to the point. Here's Damrell now. Damrell fires a shot. It's wide. Waldrop. He controls the puck. It's deflected up and out. And Team Alaska kills another penalty off with 13:14 left in the third period. Chase wins it back. Green sends it in the corner. Chase sends it around to Boswood. Boswood trying to get it back up to the point. It was taken away. They're going to send it down. Anderson's going to have to play this one, and he's just going to cover up as that was bouncing. Got lucky with an early whistle there as one of the Rough Riders forwards was trying to put some pressure on. Graham comes on for Green. Puck's in the center. There's a shot. Still loose. Still loose. And they cover it up. 12:49 left in the third. Not sure what they're calling here. Looks like they called a penalty shot. Somebody non-goalie covering up in the crease, so good opportunity here for the Rough Riders going against Anderson. Here we go. And that's no goal. Anderson stuffs him. Great job by Anderson. Huge opportunity there for the Rough Riders. Anderson keeps this a 0-0 game. Hughes line out there now with Graham and Atchison. Colorado bringing on one more skater here as they go 5-on-5. Hughes wins it back to Atchison. Greeno gets it up to Hughes. Here's Hughes. Hughes still with it. He's going to retreat out of the zone, regroup. And that was touched by somebody on the bench there, so we'll get another face-off here at center ice. 12:33 left in the third period, 0-0. Line change coming up. Carlson, Berg, McGlasson, Damrell, and Atchison. Damrell, long pass over to Carlson. Carlson still with it. He gets tied up. Shots! Goal! Damrell with a great stretch pass over to Carlson. Carlson battling through multiple players. Quick wrister makes the score 1-0 here with 12:24 left in the third period. Damrell controls the puck, sends it over to Atchison. Up to Carlson, he deflects it. Race to the puck. Carlson gets there first. Battling two Rough Riders now. Berg trying to help him out. 2-on-2 now for Colorado. Good stick by Scott as he knocks it over into the side. Puck up in the air. McGlasson over there trying to get it out of the corner. McGlasson tying up his man. Scott comes out with the puck. Still can't clear the zone. Puck comes back out to the point. There's the Rough Riders. Again to the point. They send it into the corner. Carlson taps it to Scott. Scott high off the glass, but not out. Another good stick by Scott. And now McGlasson is able to flip it out. 11:20 left in the third period as Team Alaska goes for a line change. Chase's line coming out there. Chase intercepts that pass. Chase has got some room. He's 1-on-4 here. Chase still with it. Just shot wide. Good opportunity for TA there. Boswood going back. That puck's got tied up on the net. And we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone here coming at 11:07 left in the third period. It's 1-0 Team Alaska. Chase, Boswood, Waldrop, Bram, and Atchison. Here comes Colorado. They've got a 2-on-2 here. Bram pressuring him out to the side. Good job by Atchison, covering the center in front of his goalie. Here comes Atchison with it off the boards to Chase. Chase off the boards, trying to get by. They're going to call interference on Colorado there, as Chase was trying to get around the defenseman, and he held on to him. So an interference call coming 10:47 in the third period. Team Alaska will go on its second power play of the game. Carlson, Berg, Boswood, McGlasson, and Scott on the ice to start off this power play. Puck goes in the far corner. Colorado's able to clear it. Scott goes back, grabs the puck. He's tied up. It's taken away by Colorado. McGlasson goes in there to give him some help. Good job by the Rough Riders to waste some clock here. Scott comes out with the puck. He's just going to send it up ice, but that's turning it over. Carlson is there now. See if we can't get regrouped here with 1:30 left in the power play for Team Alaska. Carlson's going to skate it into the zone. Looking to get it set up, but it's taken away again. Scott's there to keep it in the zone. Carlson on the near side boards. Up to Scott. Scott's going to fire a shot, and it's gloved by the goalie. 1:13 left in the power play for Team Alaska. As Damrell will come on the ice for Scott. Everyone else stays the same. Carlson wins it back to Damrell. Damrell with it. Sends it over to McGlasson. Back to Damrell. Damrell fires a shot. It's off the post. Damrell again with it. Fires another shot. Deflected wide. That one didn't make it through. Here's Carlson now. Carlson surveying the field. Sends it up to Damrell. Carlson sauces it over to Berg. Berg in the corner. Back to Carlson. McGlasson was streaking, but the pass wasn't able to get through. And Colorado gets it out, but flips it into the TA zone. So 31 seconds left in the power play for Team Alaska. 9:17 left in the third period. Team Alaska's up 1-0. Line change for Team Alaska as Chase is now set to take the draw, along with Waldrop and Sims. Atchison and Damrell back on defense. Colorado wins it, sends it around the boards. Puck gets out of the zone. Damrell's there to retrieve it. Damrell still with it. Sends it up to Waldrop. Waldrop over to Sims. Sims leaves it for Chase. Chase lost control of it, and they flip it up and out of the zone again. Atchison going back to grab it. They're going to wave off icing. Atchison, that puck was deflected. Back into the zone. Colorado's at full strength. Atchison back behind Anderson to Damrell. Damrell up to Sims. Sims dropped it for Chase. Chase to Waldrop. That puck's going right in front. And Colorado clears it again. They're going to call icing. 8:26 will bring it back in the offensive zone for Team Alaska. Here's Hughes along with Greenow and Boswood. Bram and Scott out there. Boswood in the far corner. Ties up his man. Greenow now. Greenow with it. They're going to call another penalty on Colorado. They're going to call a high stick on the Rough Riders. So 8:11, we're going to have our third power play. Power play one line comes out here. Carlson, Berg, Boswood, McGlasson, and Scott. Carlson wins it back to McGlasson. McGlasson to Scott. Near side boards to Carlson. Back to the point. Here's Carlson. He's going to fire a shot. Deflects off of the forward shin guard. McGlasson keeps it in. Fires it low to Boswood. Boswood's in the far corner. Berg goes down for some support. Berg now with it. He sends it back around the boards over to Carlson. Carlson spins away from that defender. Down to Berg. Berg still with it. Goes behind the Rough Riders goalie. Drops it down for Carlson. Carlson over to Scott. To McGlasson. That pass was just a little bit behind. McGlasson had some room if he could have got a good pass there. Here's Scott. Back to Carlson. Down to Berg. Carlson. 1:08 left in the power play. Carlson to Boswood. That was just off the side of the net. Here's Scott. Down to Carlson. Carlson fires a shot. It's just deflected wide, and it rings out of the zone. 53 seconds left in the power play. Team Alaska is going to get a change here with some folks as Berg is going to dump it down. Chase goes down back behind the goalie. Sims now rushing over. Stopped by Waldrop, but deflected out of the zone. Rough Riders loses an edge. Scott's got the puck. Over to Sims. Sims has got Waldrop with him. Sims, he fires a shot. It's deflected wide. Around the boards, Chase is over there. Chase gathers it, sends it up to Damerl. Damerl's got it. Walks it over to Hughes. Hughes down to Chase. That shot was deflected. Rebound opportunity, but wasn't able to get a stick on it. Chase back over to Damerl. We've got 7 seconds left in the power play. Over to Chase. 1 second, and now they're back to full strength. Here's Chase. He fires a shot. It's deflected wide. Waldrop's got it. And they ring it around. That's going to get out of the zone as Bram comes onto the ice for Hughes. Here's Damerl now. He's going to fire it deep. 5:50 left in the third period. Team Alaska's up 1-0. Waldrop gets knocked off the puck. Berg's back on the ice, as is Carlson. Damerl sends it back down. Rough Riders get it out of the zone as Damerl catches that toss. He's going to skate it in. Carlson harassing and comes out with it. Here's a shot by McGlasson. Good pass from Carlson. Didn't look like McGlasson had everything, and Bram wasn't able to control that puck and keep it in the zone. So we will have a face-off in the defensive zone here. 5:16 left in the third period. Hughes, Greenow, Sims, along with Atchison and Scott out there. Here's Sims trying to get the puck out, can't clear it. Finally does. Hughes now, Greenow. He's got Hughes with him. Greenow, good moves. Temporarily lost control of that puck, and it's covered up by the Rough Riders goalie. As Hughes and one of the Rough Riders players gets tied up in the near side corner. 5 minutes left in the third period. Battle for the puck. Hughes comes out with it. Greenow now goes down there in the far side corner. That puck's out, but right to Scott. Scott to Hughes. Back to Scott, tipped away. Hughes will do it again. Hughes still with it. Moves at the blue line, high off the glass. Hits Scott in the shoulder. Here comes the Rough Riders. Greenow takes that puck away. Greenow over to Sims, off the boards. It's a 2-on-1, Sims and Greenow. Sims fires a shot. It hit off the post. With 4:16 left in the third, 1-0. Chase, Boswood, Waldrop out there with Bram and Damrell. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Rough Riders. Bram's back there. Chase trying to back check. Good job by Damrell to take that pass away. Here they come again. Bram's still back there. There's a shot. Looked like it went wide. Good job by Boswood to knock off that player at the blue line. 3:40 left in the third period. That puck's sent over and turned over back to Damrell. Damrell's going to send it up to Waldrop. Waldrop down for Boswood. Just a little tight. Wasn't able to catch that pass. Here comes the Rough Riders the other way. They've got a 2-on-2. Atchison and Scott back there. Atchison takes down that player. And here comes Boswood. Scott now, 1-on-1. Scott still with it. Good moves there. And what a beautiful goal by Scott. Nolan Scott, great individual effort. Makes it 2-0 here, 3:10 left in the third period. Here's McGlasson now with the puck. McGlasson still with it. McGlasson backhand. Good opportunity there by McGlasson. Saved by the goalie. 3 minutes left in the third. Carlson, Berg, McGlasson, Atchison, and Scott are out there. And Colorado is going to call a timeout here. For sure. Here we go, 3 minutes left in the game. Team Alaska's up 2-0. Carlson set to take the draw. Won by the Rough Riders. They're going to send it along the far side boards. That pass is too far for the Rough Riders as Scott goes back there. He sends it back behind Anderson. McGlasson now with it. Tried to get it back to Carlson. And here comes McGlasson. And now Carlson again. Carlson over to Berg. Berg's going to send it deep. McGlasson on the far side. Carlson now ties it up along the boards. 2:27 and ticking here. Carlson, good job tying it up on the far side boards, letting the clock drift away. Content to let that one just be. There's Damrell now. He fires a shot that's deflected up and out. We'll have a face-off in the offensive zone here with 2:14 left in the third period. Here's Hughes, Chase, Sims, Damerl, and Bram. Hughes wins it back to Damerl. Damerl sends it back behind the Rough Riders goalie. Sims going on the far side. Couldn't quite get there. That puck comes out. Sims taps it up and in. Hughes giving chase. See who can get there first. Rough Riders get it into the TA zone here as Damerl's in the far corner, tying his man up. 1:40 left. As that puck comes out to Sims. Sims is just going to bat that down. They're going to call icing if it gets there, and it does. Colorado has an extra skater out there as they pulled the goalie down 2 goals here. 1:32 left in the third period. Carlson, McGlasson, Berg, Damerl, and Atchison out there. There's a shot. It's deflected wide. Again, empty net here for the Rough Riders as they send the puck around the blue line. There's a pass. Couldn't get a shot off. McGlasson down in the far corner ties his man up. Carlson knocks that puck up. It's at the point, off the boards. McGlasson swings and gets a stick out of it. Here's a shot. That's deflected high and out. That puck stops on top of the goal, and Anderson covers it up. 1:02 left here in the third and final period. As Damerl comes off the ice, Scott comes on. Atchison and Scott out there now. Puck goes behind Anderson. Atchison sends it back into the corner. Carlson is there. He's going to fire it down. Is that on net? It might be just wide, as they'll call icing with 51 seconds left in the third period. McGlasson and Berg come off. Carlson stays on. Scott sends it up the boards. Hughes now trying to tie his man up. Carlson comes out with it. Up to Chase. Chase deflects it. It's a race to get to it. Chase has got it, and he's going to bury that. Empty netter as Chase makes it 3-0. There's 36 seconds left, and that should do it. Bosworth takes the draw. He wins it back to Bram. Bram's going to retreat. Flips it up and out. Bosworth now battling on the far corners. There's 20 seconds left in this game. $16 seconds left. 10 seconds. Bosworth with a good hit in the corner. It's tied up here. And that's going to do it as Anderson gets his second shutout of the weekend, and Team Alaska wins 3-0 to make it 5-0 here for the weekend. Good trip.